Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen! Hello, yodelers! We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I'm your host today, Peter, with my co-host
Jackie
and
Chiefus.
And today we're going to be playing some Smash Brothers.
What's Smash Brothers?
Smash Brothers is a Nintendo video game where you fight each other using classic Nintendo characters, and now not necessarily Nintendo, but just general video game characters against each other. But we're going to do our own little twist, and we're going to change it to Disney characters.
So we're going to add our characters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, which characters would be fun to, like,
Yeah, so
play in a
Mickey
video
Mouse hitting Minnie Mouse, yeah.
Ooh, I don't know why. I'm not for that game. Domestic violence in games aren't fun now.
Make me a sandwich!
What button combos do I got to put for that one? Because I don't like that. You don't want a secret move come out and you're like, oh, I want my kids. Like, what did Mickey just do to Minnie? Oh, gosh.
Right.
This went dark real quick. Let's set the tone, guys.
No, so we just thought it would just be a fun discussion to take a look at the entire Disney catalog of characters, which there are hundreds, if not thousands, of characters, and which ones we think might fit in a fighting video game style in the form of like Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I don't think they would ever create this
No,
game.
absolutely not.
But I was thinking, like, it would be super fun, but it doesn't work for Disney World.
No.
Like, let's battle our character. Like, I could see them doing Marvel characters, because
Yes.
they did that, like,
Well,
DC
that's
versus
already
Marvel.
existed.
Right, yeah.
And so I didn't put any Marvel or Star Wars characters on my
Oh, I didn't even
list.
think to. When I say Disney, I just think of,
Right.
like, animation.
Disney.
Yeah,
Pixar,
I didn't really do Star Wars.
I did do some live action, though.
Oh, boy.
I did. I have a couple live action editions.
Is it like computer live action? I love how
No.
they're like, live action
No,
Lion
we're
King.
not
It's like,
talking
really
live
gonna
action
have
Lion
lions.
live action Jungle Book. No, not that.
Burn. Mowgli, what happened to you?
So let's start things off. I'll start things off. I'm gonna throw out one that I don't think you guys.
Are we doing characters or locations?
Oh, characters.
Okay.
Let's talk about characters. We can talk about locations.
So
as they
the
come.
setup of it, for those who don't know, the video game, you're on this platform, and it's almost like hovering most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a fall off.
Yes.
And then there's usually how many players? I mean, you could do just two.
Traditionally, it's about 2 to 4. I mean, Nintendo's got it pushed out to, I think, to like 32. You can have at one time.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, it's
So
crazy.
when you've introduced like online play,
Right.
So obviously, back in the day, you only had so many lines playing in one game.
Right.
Or,
But I would say 4 is a good number of players.
at that point, it's just like I'm gonna.
It's just chaos.
Button mash
It
because
really
there's
is
nothing
chaos.
going on.
Yep.
Right.
The person who has the ranged weapon that blasts from the other side of the screen always wins because they just stand back and they're like, ooh, and they'll hit someone.
Okay, so and the whole purpose of the game is just to kill off the other player or knock them off, or knock them off the. So it's like King of the Hill, pretty much.
Basically.
So that's the premise of. I only asked just to make sure I remember the game right, and also there are people like Mother Yodeler who, may have known that she may have bought us the game. She never watched the game.
Right.
So
yeah.
yes, this is King of the Hill video game with Disney characters.
Where you're just trying to
with
knock
special-
the person off the edge.
Yes. All right. Cool.
Yeah, so the first person I picked out, and I think none of you guys...
People first, right?
People first. I don't think any of you guys will have picked this. Tron.
Oh no, I
I
did
think
not.
for this.
He's literally a video game character.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got his special power-ups, like he's got his disc.
Which Tron are you using? Are you doing Tron?
So this is the fun thing. So you can do either or. You can change
you
the
can
costume.
switch.
I remember that where you can do the costume change.
Yeah, you
like-
can. So if you prefer, 80s Tron, you can do that. Or if you want modern Tron, you can do
Like
that.
2010
Or
Tron.
Rinsler. Like pick your preference. But you got your disc, your data disc, or I forget what they call
It's a
it.
data, yeah.
And then you've got your little scoop and ball thing, where they
You bring out the motorcycle,
yeah, and that could be a special ability where like you pull out and you just
you slide and
you
like,
slide and you can
slide
like
kick 'em
push
out.
people out. Like that. I think that would be
The
like
Tron cycle was such a cool aspect of that movie.
absolutely.
Oh, I want to watch.
I would say
Tron.
that like with Tron Legacy, that was the one part they got right was the light cycle.
Yeah, I recently bought one of the Hallmark ornaments. It wasn't recent. It's been like 5-6 years because it's just like, oh, it'd be so cool to have like 2 of them on your Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
And then get like a light ribbon
Oh,
and
that would
swirl
be
it around the
cool.
Christmas tree, and then you could just see like But I'm not gonna win that with my wife.
No, probably
All right,
not.
You get
honey,
a little
here we
tree.
go. Tron cycle. No. Listen to me. It's a great idea.
You know this movie you've never
You've
seen.
never seen, but this is totally cool. These motorcycles with lights are killing each other, and it says Merry Christmas. Are you with me? No? Oh, come on. You never take my idea seriously.
That's here's your own little tree.
It's
Right.
Charlie Brown's. No, I think that's. I think that would be a fun character to play.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right, J5th. Why don't you give us another one?
Sorry, I'm on my notes from the last one. Little Mermaid. No, she just flops around on wheels.
I do have an idea for Ariel, but we get.
I think my big one would be Hercules.
Oh yeah.
He's muscle.
You got a melee character right there.
He's built for it.
Absolutely.
He fights monsters in the movies. And plus, my daughter watches Hercules all the time, so it was in my mind. She calls it hee-hee. 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 So yeah, his like neutral attack will be a sword slash. His forward attack would be like a hammer slam, like when he beat like the Hydra. So like a side hammer slash. And then his like supercharged attack would be him like running head first. When like Phil's like, use your head, and then he's all like, all right, and then he like uses his head to like run into the opponent, and he's all like, well, good job, but that's what I wasn't thinking of. So yeah, that would be kind of fun.
That's fun.
Yes.
I thought Pocahontas
Oh,
would be
Oh,
great.
you took one of mine. That's
Because
awesome.
like
Pocahontas is
colors
great.
of the winds can like move the
Should
wind.
blow
yeah.
people off.
Right.
That would be a
Oh,
charge move.
that would be
a
cool.
really good one.
Yeah.
She's
That would be
agile
cool.
too. She would look
Yeah,
cool like in that like
move.
hop and like flip and.
Do like a side kick, floor kick or whatnot, and
I think it would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be cool.
Pocahontas
to have
was my kind of
Pocahontas.
like out of nowhere kind of like character. It'd be fun to see in there.
yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go really crazy, or do you want me to just go a nice and easy one? You want me to save my crazy one
Save
for
the
later?
crazy one for
Save it
later.
Aladdin.
Aladdin, yeah.
Aladdin.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get the same moves that you get from the Aladdin Genesis game.
Yeah.
Sword,
Apples?
apples, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, no, someone's gonna take this one for
No,
sure.
Sword, apples. I mean, Aladdin would be an easy choice. I mean, he can do super jump, so he's parkour. So like he would be able to do. He's high maneuverability.
Do like flips or
Right.
whatnot. Yeah.
And it would play into the fans.
Absolutely.
It would totally play into
Oh,
the
yeah.
90s group that had the hardest time trying to beat that game. Like, I remember just getting stuck. I never made it to the... I think I made it to the Cave of Wonder, but never made it out of the Cave of Wonder.
That was a hard one.
I know you beat... did you beat the game?
I did beat the game. Yes.
Back in the day when you couldn't...
Oh,
like,
I
save
beat it.
it.
Well, they make it easier now because they've re-released it. So if you wanted to play the old Super Nintendo or the Genesis, because there are two different versions
did
of
they?
it, you can play them. And they added a feature to it that if you mess up, you can rewind time and continue on instead of having to start over.
Yeah. Back
So-
in my day, when you were dead, you started
yeah.
over.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the ninja game? You just get
Oh,
hit
that was
once and you're
impossible.
dead.
That was an impossible game. Oh my gosh.
Back when they realized nobody wants to play real life dead and start all over.
Yeah.
Let's imagine playing like Medal of Honor. And like you're doing like D-Day and you get shot on the beach and then you're just like, well, that was it.
This game's too real.
I don't want to play this game. You have to watch your own funeral. It's like, this game is too, I don't I'm crying. Aunt May, why are you giving my eulogy?
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with Jack Jack.
Oh yeah.
Flaming Baby
Yeah.
for your neutral attack. Laser Eyes for kind of your forward attack. And then you'd have, like, for your charge, you'd have multiple babies come out. And, like, they would attack, like, whoever.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, that you have so many different, like, maneuvers. Again, watching Incredible 2s and Jack Jack's abilities are just too fun to see.
Right.
Or you could have the Rage Monster come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it pumps up your attacks.
Mm-hmm. As you know, it's like, oh, we're in trouble.
Right.
I just love that scene from, like, Incredibles 2 with, like,
Or-
with the raccoon, and you see, like, flaming babies, like, throwing lawn chairs.
Or for your ultimate is you get super big, so you take up the entire...
Oh, and you,
the
like,
entire
push
map and
everybody
you
off.
push everybody off.
Oh.
That
You
would
only
be-
get one mover.
Like, yeah, it was like one of those like special moves that like you can only
Combinations.
do so many. Yeah.
Or it'd be cool if you could shrink down, where someone's doing a big charge and you just go really small.
Right.
That would, ooh. Good
That's a
thinking.
good
I like that.
one.
I was hoping, I was like, oh, if we do some brainstorming for these characters.
I figured that was the whole point of this thing.
I thought Remy would be
Remy.
good because
Fun one.
Remy can get on top of someone and control them.
Oh, so you take control of another character.
Yeah.
Like he did with Linguini
Mm-hmm.
and there.
So kind of like the Kirby of the game, where you just kind of you can manipulate a
Yeah.
different type.
So
of
Kirby
character.
doesn't. Kirby just sits on the head or something like that.
Well, basically, what in the Nintendo game, Kirby sucks them up and then takes their power.
Oh.
okay.
So it would be a very similar.
It would be
premise.
similar, I think, yeah, to that. So, like, Remy could, like, get on top of someone. He's also very small and, like, quick and can, like, jump around or whatnot. So, I don't know what other... He can have a knife.
Little rat with our knife.
It reminds me of that video where someone's like, the crabs are dangerous here, and the crab's got a knife, and it's like walking down the street. You're like, this neighborhood is dangerous. You gotta watch out. Now you're like, you thought Paris is bad? Paris with knives, with rats and knives. Like, boy, New York doesn't have squat on Paris with these rats. Oh, that's great, Jackie. Yeah, I want to make this character better. Let's stick a knife in his hand. He's a cook. That's great, Jackie.
All right. So for my next one, I had to throw in some villains because villains deserve to be in this. Gaston. I mean, you've got the expert hunter there. I mean,
He's gonna have that big like shotgun with
yeah,
the,
Yeah.
he's got the big
with the
gun.
like,
He's
trumpet
super
end.
strong. Like he's very versatile. So like there's like he is like the ultimate sportsman.
Then someone brings a mirror and he's all like, oh, I'm good looking. Ah!
His weakness is the Bell character. You automatically go down 10 stats
Yeah.
when Bell's in the match with
Hurts
you.
your ego. Can't do it. So what would be his like? What's his supercharge move? Like, what would you do?
His supercharge move, like his like special move. I don't know, maybe like something along the lines of like, you know, he calls people and just like a random mob of people just come like and march people off the stage. Like
It'd be funny if Bell's supercharge was to like call upon the town people, and so like you'd have Gaston and Bell like they're people battling, and they're just like, so what do we do? Bell hits people with books or something like that. It's like, I will sleep. I'll put you to sleep with my stories. You know, I don't know. All right, I've got Maui.
I had him
Now
on
he's
my
good.
list.
Maui would just be
Shift
fun.
changer and yeah.
He's got a hook. It's an easy weapon to knock people with, and he's just a fun character. I think it's just been around. I couldn't think of like a charge move for him. What do you guys think would be really good for Maui?
For Maui, a good charge move would be, I would say, like, if you're, it depends. So, like, so his big thing is he can transform.
Right.
So the longer you transform, the bigger your transformation would be. So, like, if you only do it for a little bit, maybe you only get, like, the lizard.
Right.
If you hold it longer, you get the
bird.
the
Maybe the
bird.
bird would be a cool one where it could fly around and kind of
Right.
knock you off or something like that. That'd be kind of fun. And you can also, like, as you're falling, you can turn into the bird if you have enough, like, charge left.
Yeah.
And, like, fly back.
Right.
I hated that part of the game where you're like, I knocked him up. They're like, oh, I'm pausing. And then I just do a backflip. I'm like,
Yeah.
But you have to have that. If you just get knocked off and you're like, well, that was dead.
Right.
It kind of gives you hope.
I have Mulan. She can, like, switch between, like, the pretty, like...
It's just before she, like, kills
Dress.
Captain Hook.
Well, she
Yes.
could do both. She
Yeah,
can
she
she
could do
can have a
both.
transformation.
Right.
Move.
Should be, like, her pretty dress where, like, she can, like, flare ribbons.
She has her fans.
And, yeah, fans.
Oh, yeah.
Slaps people
And
with her
then
fans.
you've got the warrior where she's got, like...
Pours hot tea on people.
Yep, and then she has, like, her warrior, like, move where she's got, like, the big, like,
Be a man
firework.
moment or something
Fireworks.
like that. That would be good, you know. Yeah, she fires off the rocket, and if it doesn't
Yeah.
hit them,
A
an
giant
avalanche comes in and takes them out. You're like, oh, good, I missed the rocket. And then out of nowhere, just like landslides. Like, you want it to hit you, so at least it like flies and you have a chance, as opposed to an avalanche
An
taking you
avalanche,
out.
yeah.
That would be good.
Okay, so I've got Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh.
Yes, I figured, you know,
Why not?
you got a pirate. He knows how to sword fight. He can maneuver himself out. Obviously, his animations would almost be like drunken style of fighting. You know,
I thought that
where
was
it's
just
like,
Jack's style.
Well, it's well, I mean, it's you know.
Well, what I learned about it was like recently, and it just hit me, and you guys may have already known, and I'm sure you do, is that Jack walks like most people do on the sea, where they're like swaying. So he's always swaying because he's used to being on the sea.
Sea
But when he's
legs.
on the sea,
He's
normal.
Mm-hmm.
And I never realized until someone brought it up, and I was like, oh my gosh. It totally makes sense, because you always think like he's a drunken man, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, those are
He's
his...
just got sea legs.
He's got sea legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of fun. So you think he would have like kind of sea legs, like
Yeah, like he
maneuver?
would just kind of like maneuver. He can like dodge things easy. Like he's a very lucky gentleman.
very
So he's
fluid.
very fluid. So he's able to dodge attacks
Yeah.
easier. Obviously, he's a pirate, so he has a gun. He's got a sword and things like that.
I don't
So
want to watch Pirates. I haven't watched that in forever.
Yeah, this is a good series to watch. Let's see here. I have Carl from Up.
Ooh.
okay, what was Carl?
You've got his cane,
right.
With the little rubber,
The
like
rubber.
the tennis ball.
the tennis balls. You got like a balloon to like,
He's tethered to a balloon or something.
to like pump him up.
Does he release like a button and all the balloons come up and keeps them floating?
Maybe, yeah.
Hey, I'll be there in a second.
Yeah. I don't know.
That would be a cool location. The Up location.
I have that as a
Gravity
location.
Falls. Not Gravity Falls.
The house.
Paradise Falls.
Paradise Falls.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that as a location as well. But I thought Carl would just be a fun character.
Yeah, that would be a funny character added in there.
It'd be funny if like his cane shoot tennis balls.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like, bloop, like a Nerf gun ball. Like,
He's got a little.
remember those ones where you pump
Well,
it?
like he
a
like
purple-
swings it and it like flies off. Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
so
yeah, that
that's
would be
him
fun.
like, and it just flies off his cane.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I don't have any more characters. I'm going to pose this question. We've mentioned a lot of newer ones. Do we have like a classic? Does anybody have a classic one? The one that comes to mind is like Grumpy. I think Grumpy.
Well,
would be a fun
I was
one.
about to say that one of mine I had was you can do the 7 dwarves. You can pick which dwarf you want to
Oh,
play
just
as, but it's
switch?
technically one set of moves, but you have all 7.
That'd be interesting.
So like you got a pickaxe, you
The
know,
pickaxe would be good.
Yeah.
you know, things like that, and like
It's like, oh,
maybe
I got
for
happy. He's
maybe
the
for
worst.
like some sort of dash attack, you're pushing a minecart. You're just like,
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be good.
That was good, yeah.
I had Captain Hook.
yeah,
He has
Captain Hook,
sword,
he's great.
A hook. I also felt like Randall from Monster Inc. because he could
He
like
slithers. And
slither
he
and,
could shift, like, he
That
go
is good.
invisible.
blend in.
I think that's good. Yeah, I was wondering, I was like, I haven't picked anything from there. Which princess do you think?
I one of my jokey ones was Cinderella.
Ooh, how do you use Cinderella?
So like Cinderella, She relies a lot on her mouse friends.
Are you gonna give the mice swords?
Knives?
And
Yes, mice have knives.
They got scissors.
Remy against
So, like,
Cinderella's
so the
mice.
way-
Mice versus rats, and then Mickey jumps in the mix right there.
So Cinderella.
After he's done getting a sandwich from Minnie. Savage!
Oh, we're gonna get banned from Disney.
Well, I've already been banned from Disney. By,
Well,
my
yeah, your
president.
Bob.
Hey, this is a good idea before you brought me into this. But no, I was thinking maybe like her mice play a part in like slowing other characters down. So like she may not be the most powerful, but she would be more of a strategic player in the sense like she can like throw her mice out there and they kind of like slow the other players down so
Okay.
they can't move as quickly as well.
You can always break her slipper. It's
Yep.
glass. You break it, and now
You
it's
start
like
throwing-
now it's a shade
Throw
level weapon.
pumpkins.
throw pumpkin, you know.
Pumpkins.
And
broken
obviously
glass.
there would be
Broken
Oh,
glass.
you have the you can have like a magical transformation sort of attack where you're just
Yeah.
like
Oh, that'd be fun.
yeah, just a fun silly
That's a good one.
Yeah. It was real good. I thought Hopper from
Ooh,
Bugs Life?
Bugs Life.
he's got good flying capability and stuff, so
He can fly, and yeah, that would be an interesting one. I picked Man from Bambi.
man. I thought about that. I figured you would, dude, man.
No,
I
I
was
just popped in my head. It's like, why not Man? He's just like he looks like Red Foreman
It
from
was-
that 70s
well, the thing
show.
it would just well actually like I have an idea for man but not as a character but more of like an item sort of thing because man is always known as like an off-screen character so like you get something and like just a target appears and it's just like
And the characters get the Bambi like in the headlights, like oh,
right, yeah.
And you have your opportunity, like you turn it into like Oregon Trail, you know, where you're shooting the like bison and the
Right.
deers. That would be fun.
Oh my
I like
God.
that.
That's great.
That's a different dynamic to it.
But I mean, obviously, you would want to have Mickey and Minnie and Goofy
The Fat
and
Five
Donald.
would be fun.
Like
Yeah.
Pete would be a great one. Like you need to
Mortimer.
Mortimer. That would be kind of a unique one.
Yeah,
right
throw
there.
him into the rodent battle we've got going on,
Just be a
right?
rodent battle.
Here, you get a knife, you get a knife. Woo!
Turn off the lights.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the SNL skit. I don't think that's a good idea. All you see are like glow sticks connected to them, and you're fighting in the
my
dark.
goodness. I forgot about that.
Now you want to watch the SNL skit with
I
James
do,
Franco.
I do wanna
It's pajama time!
We're referring to an SNL skit.
With James Franco, where he's dressed up like it's like a kid show.
Yes.
And then they like give him
Like
well,
drugs.
like psychoactive drugs, and they give them glow sticks, and then they're all in this crazy state, and then James Franco's being himself, like as a guest star, and like he's giving them all knives, and like not him, but like the people of this kind of Squid Game like scenario where they've got to stab each other, and it's done in a kid like
manner. Yeah.
Yes, it's a fun.
Not. I would not recommend. This is not a recommendation for children to go.
Yeah, I was
Again,
like,
this is an SNL skit.
Yes.
I think this episode should be a parental guide.
Lots of knives. We do not condone domestic violence.
Right. But like, I think like obviously like we could sit here probably for the next hour
yeah.
going through each movie and picking out 4 characters from each one.
What do you think would be
know?
a weak character before we move on? I'm kind of curious, like where you're like, nope, that won't work.
Like what we've already discussed.
Yeah, no, like not of what we discussed, but who do you thought, like, what popped in your mind when you were doing your brainstorm? You were like, oh, that would be the worst character to see on there. Where you'd be like, you'd be disappointed when you push random. Snow White.
Snow
Yeah.
White. She's just like
Sleeping Beauty. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Aurora.
I thought Wart would be pretty bad. It's kind of this
Okay,
dangly,
I
like
could see that.
He doesn't really have much. You can pull out a sword.
Merlin would be a fun character.
That would be
Oh,
fun.
Merlin would be.
Merlin
fun.
would be a
Power
fun
movie when he turns into bacteria. Where'd Merlin go?
You turned into COVID.
Oh man. Okay, let's move on.
So let's see. Let's talk about locations.
Oh, I thought Captain Hook's ship
Yep, I have
That
that
would be a
one
great
too.
location.
I said obviously like in front of like a Disney park castle.
I took Cindy's Castle.
Yeah, like
Iconic.
it's.
Why not kill Disney characters on
On-
a stage in front of her
I
castle?
mean, if you're gonna make the game, you
Might
gotta
as well
make
have
it.
the partners like statue while it's like right in the background.
There we go. You know?
Here, I bring you UFC, Mickey. Let us desecrate this beautiful
I
statue.
thought the Encanto house would be great.
I
That'd be
think
fun.
that too.
That would be fun.
But you're battling the house. The house doesn't want you there.
It's
so it
interactive,
rolls
so
you.
so the house does different things at different times, so it's interactive with the match.
It can like the door can swing open and knock you off, and so
Yeah.
you have to be on your toes. Like it doesn't want violence. You know, like you have that dog that's super protective of the family. So when siblings are fighting, like it'll like get in the fight,
Right.
like hey, stop it, guys!
Right.
You're hurting the family. Well, I think that's what the Encanto house is
That would be
doing.
fun. I thought of Pride Rock.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Pride Rock would be a fun
Angular
location. Yep. And then, you know, after a certain time period, it catches on fire. You know,
Yeah,
and so
the
you get
Savannah.
there's fire damage and all that stuff going on.
That's when
there.
you know, like, that gets in toward the end. It kind
Right.
of goes through that cycle.
I thought like the door scene in Monster Inc.
I thought the same
Oh,
thing.
we're
I
on
was
the
like, that's so
same
cool.
wavelength,
So like you
yeah.
have like just a generic setup, but on the edges are like doors, and the doors go through different spots in the
Yes.
match. That would be cool.
I thought it'd be too, and then on the upper level they have the doors like moving too, and
Right.
you can jump on and jump to one side, or it can bring you to another level if you wanted.
That
I
would
don't
be
know.
cool.
You see movement
There's
with
lots of
it.
movement. Yeah.
I thought Andy's bed from Toy Story.
I have that too. I have like
Uh,
Andy's room.
Man,
like,
you two are on like the same wavelength.
Yeah.
here.
We picked a lot of the same ones on this one.
I have the Big Ben for Peter Pan.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Battling on
Yeah.
the, on
that
the
would be
clock
fun.
face
Yeah, that
as
would
it
be
moves
cool.
around.
And the clock and like,
It's moving,
that's a
yeah.
good idea. I like that.
I thought like the in Fantasia, like the mop scene.
I thought
Or,
of
like,
some
the
of
water
Fantasia
or
too, but
something,
it
yeah.
could never solidify like a good like maybe the water keeps going
Yeah.
up as the level goes.
And so you have to progressively
You
make
have
your
to
way up
wait-
to avoid the
yeah.
water. Sure.
Ooh, that's fun. I did the Haunted Mansion, Madame
Oh,
Leota's
yeah.
table and the seance room, and you can bounce off the different floating like items.
Objects.
I had a similar idea, but with Big Thunder Mountain. Big Thunder Mountain, and occasionally a train just rides
Bulldozes
through
through.
the thing
Oh.
unexpectedly. It just woof, and like if you get caught, you get caught.
I like that idea. I got the riverboat from Princess and the Frog.
Mm.
Kinda
Okay,
You can have fun
on
with
a
that.
swampy level.
Yeah, and it's got different tiers, and it's kind of like I remember that in the Smash Brothers game where you can play.
I have the elephant graveyard.
Ooh, that is good.
That's dark.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. I don't know if I have any more. Let's see. Yeah, Jackie's stolen all my
I've
good
got
ideas.
the volcano from lava.
Really, that?
Okay,
Why not?
That's a pull. We're gonna pull some Pixar shorts. How about the
Oh, the
electric
bird,
lines
yes.
from birds? You know.
And so when it gets to a big
Right,
bird
when
comes
certain
down,
people
it'll
are-
knock you all off.
Woo! It flies people off. Yeah,
That's a fun one.
It's fun.
it's fun. All right, do you guys come up with any ideas for maybe like items?
I have
or...
a few. Yeah.
Okay.
So I felt like in Emperor's New Groove, like the potions.
Ooh.
Oh, potions.
I
That's
just watched
fun.
that movie yesterday. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
Different potions, and you don't know what you're
You
getting.
don't know what
And
you
you could
get.
take it, maybe even throw it at
Yeah.
someone.
Right.
And
It's
you get
like,
the little cat like,
hey, I'm a cow. Can I go home?
yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Anybody else have any drugs? No, you can go back. All right.
I thought Mickey Sorcerer's hat would be cool.
Oh, like okay, yeah, kind of like a like the old one that used to be at Hollywood Studios, the giant eyesore of the park. Yes.
As Peter would call, or Walt would call, the weenie.
Yes, it's the weenie. It was the weenie. I thought of having a magic lamp,
Ooh.
Oh,
and
okay.
you use it, and something you don't know will happen. So it might heal you some. it might,
Or Jafar might come out and knock you off.
there could be a bad one. Why not? You can have an evil one that does damage or something like that. But like, it just does something random. Sometimes it'll help you. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. But it's just, the genie doing something. I couldn't justify putting genie as a fighting character.
He's a juggernaut.
Correct. It's phenomenal cosmic powers. How do you fight something
it's like
that?
There's a reason why Thor wasn't in not Thor or
Yes.
or
Hulk.
or Hulk were in the Civil War and Marvel, because it's just like, we're dealing with godlike powers right here in a street fight.
I thought Mary Poppins' umbrella.
Ooh, floating around.
Floating around, whacking. Whack, whack.
That's good.
That is a good one. I didn't think about that.
As I'm staring at...
I literally just thought of it.
It's like, it's all around
It's
us.
all
And we're like,
around
that
us.
is a great idea.
Maybe one of these days when we do video, you'll be able to see all the Mary Poppins stuff around us.
Yeah. Gotta work on the podcast room. It's more of a junk room right now.
I gotta improve my look first before...
We're a bit ways away from that, but we will eventually get to that point. But any other last minute items you wanted to throw out there?
I just want to play this game.
It was
Right.
so fun.
It would be fun just to have a bunch of Disney characters fight out with each other.
Go fund us on GoFundMe, and then we'll program this now.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't say that.
I'm
Please
kidding,
don't say
I'm
that. I have no
kidding.
experience. But I just thought of Beast. Obviously, he would be a great character. But I think there's so many characters that would work with this thing. I think it's a great idea. Disney has experimented with some fighting games, but not
Didn't
like
they
a
have
Smash
like the thing where you
Brothers
can
one.
have the character and put them in the universe?
They had the
Yeah.
Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
That's probably the closest thing we're gonna get in terms of like a Smash Brothers type of fighting where you can like fight with one another.
Yeah.
They have these like turn-based games that are on your cell phone that they've been releasing that are kind of along those lines.
It's harder
but-
when you got an image where you're like, let's beat each other up as our Disney
Well,
characters.
they're releasing a new one. I forgot what it's called, but I saw an ad for it that is coming out, I think, in the summertime. This really dark, like, Disney game. Like, all the Disney characters look really, like, dark. Like, I think it's, like, Mirrorverse. So it's like... So
the multiverse is really
It's-
broken off for the...
Really, they're really doing, like, a multiverse thing where, like, you've got the heroes on one side of the mirror, and then they're
Who
like
has the best
evil
song?
villain.
I'm just joking.
the evil them on the other side of the mirror, and so like it was interesting, but it's not really a Smash Brothers game. That's what the point of this was. So.
Yeah, and you get the Kingdom Hearts where they've
Yeah.
infused the characters,
Right.
and
You throw
there's some battling, and you're using the characters, and you go into the different realms. I mean, I've only observed it in the games.
I love that series. It's one of my favorite game series of all time. So,
Without making it too Disney, they've actually had a story
right.
where,
Although complicated, they do have a very good story. But yeah, this is just a fun idea that I came up with, and like I would really like to see Disney decide to do this. Will they? Probably not.
No.
If they do, I'm gonna be first in line to buy this thing. Like, it would just be a fun thing to play with.
just to play with different like Disney characters in a fun
Yeah.
Right.
like sock 'em bop 'em kind of like game,
Right.
knocking each other around without like seeing the physical damage to the
Right.
characters.
Right. Like, it
The only
would
ones
just...
people like Snow White with
black
black
eyes,
eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gooseberry pie.
That would be funny.
As the seven dwarfs are like washing their hands,
Right.
and, like, you're drowning.
That's it. That would be the dwarf's special ability. They take the person, throw them in a bathtub, and just like.
Yeah.
Oh, this is getting dark. Okay.
All right. Well, let us know what characters you would add to a Disney version of Super Smash Brothers. You can contact us on any of our social medias: our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter. You can email us at matterhornyodelers@gmail.com. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember...
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.